Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we've got several different topics to cover today, and some good, some bad. And first we're going to get started here with what I would consider some bad news. We have a headline here from VGC. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has reportedly leaked 10 days before release. Well, I think we all knew that this was eventually going to come. I just hoped it would be a little closer to the game's actual release. Now, we had that art book that got released back in February, and the entire 200 pages were posted online. But even from that, there really wasn't any major storyline spoilers. And since then, a lot of what was revealed in the art book has also been shown in trailers and that playthrough video that Enuma did. However, that didn't stop Nintendo from applying for a subpoena to force Discord to reveal who leaked the images. Now, Nintendo doesn't mess around when it comes to leaks like this, so I expect they'll go after anybody who posts original footage before the game actually gets released. No, they probably won't go after the people who just repost what's already out there. But just a word of warning, if you do somehow obtain a copy of Tears of the Kingdom before release date, I wouldn't go and start streaming it on Twitch or posting any videos of it. I'd just sort of keep that to yourself. Next, let's talk a little bit about Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now, I did play the game over the weekend, and so far I'm enjoying at least the storyline and the gameplay. However, anybody who's played this game on pretty much any platform will agree it definitely has some issues. In fact, the PC issues are so bad that out of 10,000 users, only 52% are giving it positive reviews on Steam. And this rose to the level that EA actually issued an apology online, and you can see this from the EA Star Wars Twitter account. And I'm going to skip down to the last paragraph here. While there is no single comprehensive solution for PC performance, the team has been working on fixes we believe will improve performance across a spectrum of configurations. We are committed to fixing these issues as soon as possible, but each patch requires significant testing to ensure we don't introduce new problems. Thanks for understanding, and apologies to any of our players experiencing these issues. We will continue to monitor performance across all platforms and share update timing as soon as it is available. So they definitely are hearing the feedback, especially on PC, that the game's pretty much broken for a lot of users. Now, this apology was posted Friday, and then today we did get an update you can see here. Today you'll notice a patch has become available for the PC version of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and tomorrow we will also be issuing a patch for both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. And you can see here under the PC patch it has performance improvements for non-ray traced rendering. And then tomorrow's patch for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X has a whole big list of things here they're patching. And they do say that all these fixes are already on the PC version. So I guess we're now to the point where performance improvements are a DLC that come out post-release. But despite these issues, the game is still selling really well. And you can see this headline here from GameIndustry.biz. Star Wars Jedi Survivor takes number 1, but sells down on its predecessor, and this is in the UK boxed charts. Now, the article highlights that this is the second biggest game launch of the year behind Hogwarts Legacy. However, these sales numbers do not include digital sales. And I'm not surprised, as the headline states, that this sold less than its predecessor, Fallen Order. See, Fallen Order came out with a much larger install base with the PS4 and Xbox One. And since Jedi Survivor is only out for PS5 and Xbox Series system consoles, there's a much smaller install base there. And as I played through the game this weekend, I definitely saw a lot of performance issues on the Xbox. And I believe Digital Foundry went through a review of the PlayStation 5, and it had pretty much the same kind of issues. And they seem to attribute a lot of these issues to scenes that seem to have a lot of ray tracing in them. and that does seem to line up with what my observations were. But as far as the gameplay goes, I think it's terrific. It has a lot of side quests, and you're able to develop different stances and lightsaber styles. And there's just a whole lot of customization for your character's outfit and your lightsaber. And once you get past the first initial area, which is sort of linear, and I think they do that to kind of get you adjusted to the controls, when you drop into the next world, it seems a lot more open. I also noticed that the performance issues seem to be a lot better in that world, but there also wasn't a lot of reflective objects, so that could be accounted for less ray tracing. But let me know what you think. If you got a chance to play it, is it something you're just going to put back until a patch comes out? Or are you like me and you're just going to go ahead and barrel on through so you can get through it before Tears of the Kingdom comes out? And then a bit of positive news story, we have this headline here from Variety: Super Mario Bros. Movie officially smashes 1 billion globally. Now this is the first movie this year to cross that 1 billion mark at the global box office, and it's only the 5th movie to do so since the start of the pandemic. Now we obviously all wonder what's next for Nintendo and bringing their IPs into the movie industry. Well, Shigeru Miyamoto had an interview with a Japanese publication, and My Nintendo News has a translation of that article. And as a highlight here, it says, "The Super Mario Bros. Movie has undoubtedly been a massive success for both Nintendo and Illumination, setting records across the board and putting a smile on cinema goers' faces." Now, the legendary video game creator Shigeru Miyamoto has reconfirmed to Japanese news site, and I'm not even going to begin to pronounce that, but he says that there is, quote, "no doubt that he will make another film based on Nintendo franchises. We don't know what's next after the success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but it's sure to end up being another smash hit." And that brings me to a question that you can leave a comment down below. What movies would you like to see made from Nintendo's intellectual properties? Obviously, I think we're going to see a sequel to Mario Bros. Movie. That's sort of a no-brainer. But some of the ones I thought that would be interesting is perhaps Kid Icarus, maybe Metroid. Obviously, a lot of people want to see Legend of Zelda, but I have to wonder how they would do that. Traditionally, Link has never spoken in a game, so it might be kind of odd to have him speaking on screen. But let me know in the comments if there's any others that you can think of that you would like to see brought to the big screen. And then finally, and back to a bit of negative news, we have Redfall coming out tomorrow, and the review embargo is supposed to lift tonight. I've seen 11 p.m., I've seen midnight, I guess it depends on the time zone. So basically the review embargo goes up just before the game releases, and that's never a good sign. And to go along with that, we've actually had some reviews that have leaked out early. I don't know if maybe they confused 11 a.m. with 11 p.m. And I do hope that these reviews are just sort of outliers and not indicative of the overall game. So we'll look at this first one here. It gives it a 78, and some of the good highlights: interesting enemies, fun co-op, cool powers and weapons, manageable open world. But then under the bad things, we see graphic or the art looks dated, solo play can be difficult, and lacks imagination and innovation. And that review was from Cog Connected, and I have a link down below if it's still up, because this other one here from Noisy Pixel went up and then was taken down. But just like everything on the internet, it's forever, and there's an archive here showing that it has a 4 out of 10. Now, I believe I saw some people pointing out that this was the same review score that Noisy Pixel gave to Forspoken, so that might give you some idea of what to expect. But they pointed out some graphical glitches and AI issues, and I'm always hesitant on those type of things when it comes to early reviews, hoping maybe some of that stuff gets patched out day one. But as we've just seen with Jedi Survivor, that doesn't always happen. And while Redfall isn't really something I was looking forward to, it's not really my kind of game, it is kind of disappointing to see this, and I really hope that the reviews are better than what we're seeing right now. because even if it's a game that I'm not necessarily interested in playing, I would prefer for these big AAA titles to be really good and people to get their money's worth. And that's all I have for today. Let me know if there was anything that you found interesting. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. Only about 10% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so it would help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching and be good.